Hey guys, welcome back to the devlog for my top-down shooter game, PewFO. I got sick of looking at the black screen in random circles, so I started creating my first version of our main character. I then decided to start looking into tile maps. Not really sure why I chose to do this, but just thought I'd take a look. I wasn't sure if this was the right way to go, but followed along with Brackeys to create my very own background. I however made it too bright, and since these are UFOs, I opted for a more nighttime feel, and for a first attempt, I feel great about this. I changed over the fence sprites from being in the background to actually being game objects. And while I'm still running into collision problems due to overlapping them, I'm still happy with how this turned out. I brought all my old scripts from my prototype over and started sorting through those to make sure they all work. It was time to start working on enemies, and I was determined to not be beat this time. I quickly wrote up a tracking script but knew this was completely temporary, as the lasers just fly over all the obstacles as an unfair advantage, and knew they needed to navigate the screen to the same constraints as the player. So I started working with A-Star, and to my surprise, I actually got it to work. Psych! See, I got it to work when the laser is actually in the scene view, but as soon as I take it out and let the enemy instantiate them, they have an aneurysm, and go to the player's last known location rather than constantly tracking him. I was trying everything to get this to work and was met with zero promising results. Luckily, I had to drive a couple cities over. So I took a well-needed break, enjoyed the snowy view, and jammed to the Kung Fu Panda soundtrack on my way down. And let me tell you what, if that doesn't get you in the mood to kick some development rear, I don't know what will. So I hopped right back on, and still couldn't figure it out. In fact, I actually kinda gave up. I went to re-implement my cheap tracking script so at least I had something working. And when rewriting it, I realized the way I track my target is through a private variable locating the player's tag. Huzzah and magic powers. So I dove into the A-Star pre-made path destination script, and sure enough, I got it to work. A quick bug that was needing fixing was the homing lasers wouldn't collide with each other, which got rid of all of the fun of trying to make them run into each other. But that was quickly fixed by adding a missing rigid body. I finished off this devlog by creating a quick character art for my first enemy, and while I'm not happy at all with his design and have a lot of work ahead of me, I got the main color in, which is how we will be differentiating between enemies, just like Wii Tanks does. Whew, and boy does that feel great to knock off the Trello. I've got a lot on the back burner that still needs to be done, but I've technically got a working game, right? I mean, all a game needs is a controllable character and some opposition to stop you, and I have all that. I feel like I'm ready to sell this on all platforms. Starting price will be $69 to compete with Modern Warfare 2. Or this just means that I got a long road ahead of me, with a lot of UI to add, bugs to fix, enemies to create, and art to design. Oh boy, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.